Well, welcome to your beautiful state house on another beautiful day. I wonder who's working somewhere. It looks to me like everybody's here. I hope those of you that don't get to visit this lovely place very often take this chance to look around while you're here. There's a lot of great history in our state. In fact, our state began way back, and we have a longer, deeper, more consequential history than any other state in this country. And we need to be sure to teach the children that. And we're here today to make our state even a little bit better. Future economic prosperity depends on a lot of things. And as y'all know, we are booming. But there can be impediments to that. There can be anchors holding us back. Prosperity requires that our state's civil justice system allows fair and prompt enforcement of our laws and proper redress of injury. This should not stifle creation of jobs and economic growth, but rather should enhance it. All of our laws should keep the doors wide open for our economic future prosperity. The law historically seeks proper and full compensation for injuries by those who caused those injuries. Those are the two competing principles of our law. Yet the application of our current legal framework and the rules are increasingly making South Carolina less competitive. And we are in a fierce competition with the other states of our country, particularly those in the Southeast, right now. We have been winning and winning, but we must keep doing so. And any impediment to that must be removed. The rules on joint and several liability have introduced an element of uncertainty in our state. And uncertainty, ladies and gentlemen, is the enemy of prosperity. We must eliminate that uncertainty. Today, individuals and businesses, both large and small, are being unduly penalized for the actions of others too often through crippling financial judgment and skyrocketing insurance premiums. This cannot be allowed to continue. We must be sure that those injured receive full compensation for those injuries, but not at the expense of those not responsible for those injuries. I asked the General Assembly to find a common sense solution, one that will provide accountability, certainty, and full and just compensation, but without damaging our economy, and one that I can sign into law the minute it arrives at my desk. I asked the members of the General Assembly to work together with diligence, courtesy, and mutual respect to find a solution that reflects the goodwill and strength of the great people of South Carolina. We've done it before. We can do it again. And now is the time to do this.
Thank you, Governor. Thomas Alexander, State Senator, District Number 1, and President of the Senate for the state of South Carolina. Good morning. Today, as we see here, citizens from across our wonderful state, hardworking business owners, employees, and community leaders have gathered not to ask for a favor, but to seek fairness, as the governor mentioned. The folks that have gathered here today are here because of a broken tort system that threatens our economic competitiveness and livelihoods of the people across South Carolina. These men and women that are here today and others that could not be here have built their lives through hard work, determination, and the grace of God, not through privilege and not through loopholes. And yet they're being asked to succeed not because of our system, but despite it. Folks, that is not right, nor is it sustainable. And that is why we are here today. We cannot allow the loudest voices to drown out the voices of those who simply want what is best for our beloved South Carolina. We are not here to choose sides. We are not here to tear others down. We are here to fix a problem, one that hurts our citizens, that drives up costs, and weakens the very foundation of our economic opportunity in our state. In Leviticus 19:15, the Bible teaches us, do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor fairly. That is exactly what we need today, a system that treats all our neighbors fairly. Tort reform is not about politics. It is indeed about fairness. It is about ensuring that our legal system works as intended, not as a weapon, but as a tool for justice. It is about treating victims fairly while also creating an environment where businesses can grow, jobs can flourish, and South Carolina can remain competitive with our neighbors, including Georgia and Florida, in a rapidly changing world. So, as we leave this place, let us go forward with the shared belief that our goal is not to fight each other, but to build a system that serves each other. Our disagreements are temporary, but our commitment to a better South Carolina, one that serves every citizen and makes us proud, must, and I repeat, must endure. Now is the time to act. Now is the time to fix this problem. If we join hands and join forces as colleagues, friends, and neighbors to do what is right, we will succeed. And together, we will build a better South Carolina for all of us. And that's what we want. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this today.
Good morning. My name is Shane Massey. I'm a state senator. I represent portions of Aiken, Edgefield, Lexington, McCormick, and Saluda counties. Ladies and gentlemen, South Carolina has the highest liability insurance rates in our region. From auto insurance to liability insurance for contractors, to doctors and nurses, trucking liability policies, commercial policies, home builders, restaurants and bars. Across the board, our liability insurance rates are higher than our neighbors. There are some here who would tell you that the reason those rates are higher is because of insurance greed. As if insurance companies don't make money in North Carolina and Georgia and Florida and Tennessee and Alabama. Surely they do, which means there is another reason that rates are higher in South Carolina. That reason, ladies and gentlemen, is because of our lawsuit industry. Our civil justice system is broken. It is not broken for insurance companies. It is broken for the people in the State House lobby today. This is South Carolina. These are the people who make South Carolina move. These are the people who make South Carolina competitive and attractive for other people. Ladies and gentlemen, we have citizens of South Carolina here with us today. We have business owners. We have representatives of large industry. We have employees. Each of these people are suffering because of higher insurance rates that are brought about from a broken civil justice system. If we address that, these people, South Carolina, will flourish even more than before, and we will stay competitive with our neighbors. Because make no mistake, economic development is fierce competition, Governor. There is a reason that North Carolina and Georgia and Florida and Alabama have been aggressive in reforming their tort reform laws. There is a reason they are catching up to us. If we do not take these steps, we will fall behind. But more importantly, the people of South Carolina, the people in this room, the people who pay employees, the people who run businesses, these people are going to suffer. And they're going to pay more for insurance than they should be paying. We have the ability to address that problem. It's not easy. But who we have represented here today is evidence that this is not just insurance companies talking. It's not insurance companies talking at all. These people are not insurance folks. These are the people who have to pay the rates. These are the people who have to pay the premiums. And those premiums are driven by the civil justice system that is unfair. If we fix that, we make South Carolina more prosperous. We improve the lives of these people here and thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, who are not able to be here today. I thank you for being here. I thank you for showing up. I thank you for showing everyone who this is really about. Thank you for being here. Keep pushing. Help us to improve these laws. Thank you all very much.
Well, the senator sort of covered the waterfront here, so I'm just going to go to the next speaker. My name's Richard Jackson, and I work at C.R. Jackson Incorporated, a grading and paving, grading and paving contractor in the state of South Carolina for 53 years. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here. Like many small businesses, I'm very concerned for our future because of tort reform or the lack thereof. Under the leadership of Governor McMaster and the legislative team behind us, South Carolina, we've been growing and we've been prospering. And we need to keep prospering, and tort reform is standing in the gate. Right now, a party of civil litigation involving multiple parties can involve one party with a minimal amount of involvement and pay 100% of the penalties. I think everyone in this audience knows what I'm saying. I don't have to elaborate anymore, but this tort reform joint and several is a bad dog. That's not the way we operate in South Carolina. We're good neighbors. We treat each other with respect. We trust each other, and this is backstabbing and not good legislation. I believe anybody that's suffered needs a chance at justice, and we want to continue that system, of course. But I also wanted to propel South Carolina into the future with economic development landscape that favors the growth of our businesses, takes care of our children and our families for the future. We don't want to be losing everything to a legal system that's stacked against us, and this one is. I'm proud to stand here
on behalf of my small business and every small business in this state and those represented here today, and lend a voice, of course, for those saying it's time to stop the finger pointing, come together, work on passing tort reform that is meaningful and creates fairness in the system. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Steve Pettit. I'm the president of Palmetto Family Council, the voice for biblical values in South Carolina. I'm very honored to be here today with Governor McMaster and legislative leadership to encourage everyone to come together and to pledge to work on an important economic development issue, tort reform. Because time and again, when conservatives work together, South Carolina families always win. There has been a lot of noise surrounding this issue, but as we all know, the people who shout the loudest aren't always right. This is simple. Tort reform equals jobs. Conservatives know it. The people of our state know it. And with our legislative leadership united behind getting meaningful tort reform to the governor's desk this year, we can continue to foster an environment that encourages job creation and investment in the Palmetto State. That's a great thing for our communities, our families, and small businesses across the state. Why? Because one job takes care of an entire family. Palmetto Family Council is on the front lines with conservative leaders around the state fighting for one of our 7 core values, which is human flourishing. Genesis 1:27, God's first command to man, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth. We are providing by this opportunity for every South Carolina family to thrive. I'm proud for the Palmetto family to stand here today with the governor, legislative leadership, and the hardworking team members that make so many of our businesses great, to urge everyone to work together, ignore distractions, and make tort reform an issue we can celebrate. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We've got a great state. We've got great people. Everybody knows it. We must be sure that our laws match that greatness. We will get it done. Thank you very much.